So if you're thinking about getting into wargaming or you're just really interested in it, I think block games are a great way to go. And the reason is there's usually a low number of units that are in the game. The objectives of the game are very simple to understand, and this particular one is very, very nice looking. You can look at the coloring on the blocks. I do wish that it had a mounted map. Usually I'll put a piece of plexiglass down to cover it up. But the object of the game is to take these city areas, and each city has a number on it indicating what the value of that city is. You get 10 points and you win the game. There's 5 turns to the game, so it's a relatively short game. I think about 2 hours is what it would last. And there's different trails that have different you can have a different number of units moving along this trail versus, or this road versus this trail. You can also have sea movement and move units across the water. You can have boats. You can have elephants. Cleopatra's in the game, and she can actually switch sides. But there's a lot of interesting aspects of thinking about how to surround the enemy and take him. There's cards in the game, and the cards tell you how many levies you can add or how many armies you can move. It's a very nice, easy to understand concept. You draw 3 cards, and in addition to getting the move cards and the levy cards, you can also get fortune cards, and the fortune cards can also do something kind of powerful in the game. When I first started playing this, I didn't really appreciate the historical significance of these, but as I looked more at it, that these guys actually believed that Neptune could cause the ocean to do certain things, or Mercury could do certain things in war, and praying to these gods would actually help them in battle. So it's kind of a fun concept of playing these cards to do these dastardly things to your enemy. So the game ends after 5 years. If neither side wins by the end of turn 5, the player with a higher VP wins the game, and that's pretty much the objective. There's 3 phases of the game. There's the card phase. Each player will play a card face down and will flip them up at the same time. And then when they're flipped over, the higher move goes first. He can either move armies or levy them or increase their strength. If you look at the blocks, you notice in the units, they'll start with a 1, step up to a 2. Some can hold up to 4 units. So starting with a 1 strength, 2 strength, 3 strength, and 4 strength. On the top right of each block, you'll see an A, B, C, D, and that's the sequence that they fight in battle, except for D units, which are basically like artillery, old artillery that get to attack first in defensive situations. But for the most part, you only have to go A, B, C, D. So the A's always fight first, and the number on the right-hand side indicates the number you have to roll in order to hit. And if you hit somebody, you basically just turn the dial down 1, and now your army is down to 3, your army down to 2, army down to 1, and that's eliminated. So as you're attacking cities, you can't really see what the enemy has. Now they can have boats, which are almost like a decoy sitting in port here, and you're not sure if it's a boat or an army or whatever. And then as you attack, you'll start learning things that happen in the game. But you'll move the boats out to the water. You can have naval battles out at the sea. You can use the boats to transport units across the water. And then you can move these armies across like this. Now this could be 2 1s, a 1 and a 4, or 2 4s. You just don't know until you attack it. So there's a lot of suspense as far as that fog of war mechanic being in the game. Also the card play, it makes it very interesting as far as what you get and what you're allowed to do. It's very fun and entertaining. It's got a nice feel to it. In addition to being a historical game, it's got that nice flavor with the cards, the magic cards, I call them. It's a very clean rule set. So if you take a look at the rules, you'll notice on the right-hand side they have the very short version of the rules. Then here's the highly detailed version of the rules. So there's a lot of detail, but there's also a very clean table of contents on the right-hand side of each page to go through the details. There's also historical battles noted with symbols here that show you the actual places of battles and where they took place. And the whole rule set is probably 8 pages long, including the table of contents and The winter turns, sorry, at the end, there is a winter turn, which you've got to be careful about. During the winter, if you're overstacked in a city, some of you guys can die basically due to not being protected from the winter. So, what do I think of the game? I think it's great. It's good for new players and for older players. It's simple to understand. It's historic, as well as being fun, and it's got the element of the cards, which always kind of add a level of frustration, which is part of history wargaming to me, is being dealt a bad hand of cards and learning how to deal with it. I hope you get a chance to play this game, as well as some of the others from Columbia Games, but this one is my personal favorite from them, and I hope you get to play. Take care.